Hey, welcome to Diversity in Cinema Academy. I'm Theta Catalan, and this is the place to be if you're an independent filmmaker, video creator, and screenwriter. So this month I am dropping 24 filmmaking tips until Christmas. And to be honest with you, I'm dropping a whole lot more than just one tip per video. So that is a bonus. So today's video is going to be all about writing the script. So if you have checked out the first 3 videos, you know that we have already came up with an idea. We have that is contained to one location, maybe 1 to 3 characters, maybe 5 tops, and we created an outline. So after you have created your outline, it's time to write the script. Now, there's obviously a lot more to writing than just that, but that is for another video. I just want to give you some quick little tips to get you going and point you in the right direction. So you got your outline, right? So, and you have your Christmas story that is contained, right? So now you will open up Final Draft or whatever type of screenwriting software that you use. The reason why you want to use a screenwriting software is because you want to make sure that you format it correctly. That is one of the first things. So that's the first tip, is to make sure that you are formatting your script correctly. Because if you send somebody a Word document, it already screams like amateur, and so it's already a turn off, and more than likely, to be honest with you, they won't read it. So if you're looking at this and be like, oh dang, what? Yes, they're not gonna look at it. If they see a Word document, 99.9% of the time they will not read that script. So don't waste your time or anybody else's time by doing that. Make sure that you have a screenwriting software. Now, if you don't know how to properly format a script, because the software does do a lot of the technical stuff as far as where the characters line up on the script and the scene descriptions and the headers and all that kind of stuff, and then, you know, the margins and all that. But there's still some other screenwriting techniques that you need to understand when you're writing a script. And so one of my favorite books, or 2 of my favorite books, is one is the Screenwriter's Bible. That really helps you with a lot of those writing techniques, formatting techniques that you need to do inside of your script. And then another book that I like is Writing Screenplays That Sell. That really helps you develop your characters, how to properly write scene descriptions and all that kind of stuff. So when you're creating your story, those books should be a great reference for you. And so what we should see on the page of your screenplay is, first and foremost, you should see a scene header. So basically you're letting the audience, or obviously with a script, you're letting the reader know exactly where they're at in those locations. So say for instance here I am inside of, it would be interior, townhome, living room, day, and that's what it would look like, right? And so you want to be consistent, so you don't want to all of a sudden say interior, apartment, living room, day, you know. So it should be the same, because that impacts the line producer when they are creating the schedules and they trying to figure out like,
dang, we got all these different places. It's a house, it's a apartment, it's a townhome, it's a townhouse.
So townhome, townhouse, that, you know, is all gonna come up different, even if you meant the same thing. So that's why you want to make sure that you're consistent in your headers. Then the next thing right under the header is a scene description, and you want to make sure that you are writing no more than 3, you know, lines in that block. It can get up to maybe 5, but you're starting to push it, because one thing about a reader, when they are looking at a screenplay, if they see huge blocks that they gotta read like halfway down the page, they're like, oh my god, they're immediately turned off. If you need to write something that's thick, that's taking up half of the page, break it up into paragraphs, you know, like, you know, 3 lines, and like I said, no more than 5. So that is what you want to do with your scene description. Then the next thing right after the scene description, and we're just talking about the basics here because we can go into a lot of details about that, but that's for another video. So let me know if you want a video on how to properly write a scene. So after you write your scene description, then next is going to be your character's name, and it's going to be in all caps, and the software automatically does that. And then right under that is going to be the dialogue, and the margins are different for the character's name and dialogue, so it's more centered on the page. It's not across the page like the scene description. And so then you will have your character's dialogue there. And again, you don't want, unless it's a monologue, then you don't want like dialogue that's taking up majority of the page. You want to get to the point of what you're trying to say. And you're not gonna have a bunch of monologues, because people look at movies, go and review movies, look at movies and see what they're saying, and they get into the point. It's back and forth, back and forth. Monologues is supposed to be like you got, basically it's almost like a speech, like you really want to sell somebody on something, right? So that is the only time we should have a monologue, just not people just non-stop talking, right? So those are the basics. Again, there's so much more to that, and if you want a video on how to properly write out a scene, let me know in the comments and I would do that. So that is it for this video. I really hope that those tips helped you out with creating your story, and now you can go in, you have some resources that can help you out. So as far as screenwriting software, I will put it down in the description box. So if you want to find some screenwriting software that you can get for free, or if you need some books to help you out as you're creating your story, then check the ones out that I put in the description box. So tomorrow we're going to be talking all about the director's vision, because now they have a screenplay, which is the blueprint to everything. You can't do nothing until you have that blueprint. So check in tomorrow so you can see how the director breaks down their vision. All right, so I'll see you tomorrow. Hey, thanks for tuning in to my 24 filmmaking tips till Christmas. If you are enjoying this series, be sure to visit Diversity and Cinema Academy's website, where they have a ton of resources there. If you're interested in leveling up your film business, you can check out my online course,